All right, Week 12 college football breakdown here. Interesting battle in the Big 12. Big noon kickoff. Got TCU. They stayed undefeated with that win at Texas last week. Second straight road game here, traveling to Baylor and taking on the Bears. TCU on the road, only a 2.5-point favorite in this spot and a very standard total at 57.5. TCU just continues to not get credit from the odds makers. I mean, they were a 7.5-point dog last week at Texas. They won the game by 7. Probably should have won the game by double digits. Once again, only laying 2.5 on the road at Baylor. I could see it. This is TCU's second straight road game. They're coming off that emotional high, beating a brand name team like Texas. It's tough to win on the road, and it's tough to win on the road, especially in that second straight road game. I know Baylor looked terrible last week against Kansas State. I mean, they lost 31-3. I tend to be pretty high on Baylor, though. They're clearly not the team they were a year ago, but I think Blake Shapen is a solid quarterback option. They've started to run the ball a lot better as the season has gone on. And the one thing I really like about Baylor, that as I've kind of gone back and looked through this matchup this week, I think Baylor is going to be able to stop the run in this matchup. Now, I kind of had some PTSD. The one game they didn't stop the run, I had a play on Baylor when they played West Virginia. Seemed to be kind of a fluke performance. They held Eric Gray to under 4.5 yards per carry. They even stopped the run well last week against Deuce Vaughn at Kansas State. We saw Texas last week against this TCU offense, which has been high flying for most of the year. If you can stop the run and put Max Duggan into obvious passing downs, TCU's offense did not look good last week. Quite frankly, I think there's a path for Baylor to do the same. What's a little bit harder for me to read in this matchup is we saw TCU's defense step up big time last week, specifically against the run. I mean, we know Bijan Robinson at Texas, probably going to be the number one running back taken off the board in the upcoming draft. They've had a good run game all year, and TCU totally took that aspect away from Texas. I know they've been solid against the run all year, but defense has certainly not been the calling card of that TCU team. Part of me thinks that, you have to give them credit for stepping up well in that matchup. I'm not exactly sure that I expect that type of defensive performance from the Horned Frogs week to week. Baylor's one of these teams too, though, that they're not a pass first team. They're going to want to run the football. That's really where this game is going to be decided, is which of these teams can establish the run better. We know all else equal that TCU has a better running game, but Baylor's also got the better rush defense. So can TCU put up a repeat performance? This line tells you a story, though. The odds makers have zero respect for TCU. If I'm playing this game, I'm taking the 2.5 with Baylor. It's that simple. The odds makers don't care about those narratives. On paper, this is not a great spot for TCU. And quite frankly, I could absolutely see Baylor winning this game outright. I haven't locked it in yet, though. I'm going to need to go back and really examine which one of these teams will be able to establish the run better. Suffice to say, if I'm playing this game, I'm taking the points with Baylor. My initial look at the total was maybe an over. With that said, I don't necessarily think Baylor's path to winning this game is going to come from exchanging scores with TCU. Like I said, if Baylor's going to win, they're going to have to use the same formula defensively that Texas showed last week. Going to do a little bit more due diligence on this, but as of now here on Friday afternoon, if I'm playing this game, I'm taking the points with Baylor. The holidays are here. Head over to proud90.com and check out their holiday selection. Still over a month till Christmas, so plenty of time to get yourself, a friend, a family member, some unique but very comfortable golf apparel. Weather's obviously getting colder too. Proud 90's got a great selection of hoodies and quarter zips as well. We're all doing a lot of Christmas shopping. Save yourself some money. Use code Fordham at checkout for 15% off your order. The rest of the information will be in the description below.